So as you can see, I've already started doing some of the background, but I'm going to show you how I continue to work on it. I'm going to be using some acrylic paint. This is what I'm using, this metallic acrylic paint. And so first I'm going to go around these lines of the face, which is the hardest part. And I'm going to be using straight acrylic, which means like no water mixed in or anything. So I love this kind of brush because it's long and flat, but it's pointed at the tip, so you can really get into those details. So I'm just gonna do it very, very slowly. And once again, just like the watercolor, I wanna lay down some of the paint here and then spread it outwards towards the outline so that I don't make a mistake. Like so. And you definitely have to be really careful, but see how helpful this brush is. It's definitely way easier to do these kinds of things when you have the right materials. But you always want to put down some of the pigment away from what you're doing, because like there, I had way more than I expected. So that would have been a disaster if I put it on where I did the watercolor. So now that I've done that part of the face, I'm gonna go in and fill up this area, and I'm gonna add some water to the acrylic so that it goes over more smoothly. Like this. But then I want to load it up with like multiple layers of this kind of watered down acrylic to ensure that I do get that full coverage. And as I get closer to the line that I just did here by the face, I'm not going to use the acrylic with water. I'm still just going to use normal acrylic, because we don't want this to bleed into that. And once you add water to watercolor, I mean to acrylic, that can happen. So just beware. All right. I'm gonna finish this area up a bit right here. It's okay if I get some paint on this because I'm gonna be stitching this in anyhow. And then I'm just going to use a little more paint, and I'm not gonna water it down so that I could cover up these areas and have them be of the same consistency. Just wanna go back over this area right here since some of the watercolor did bleed in. And if you make a tiny mistake, like with your finger, you could probably rub it off. Or you could just add more water. That's one way to get rid of mistakes. And go back in over some of these lines right here. Excuse my neighbors yelling. And then I'm gonna go in right here. I doubt this area will even show up on the actual embroidery, but I just do it to make sure. And there we go. That is how you do a background in acrylic.